Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Jonathan Conrad, and welcome to the February video epistle for St. Paul's Lutheran Church. Pastor Mark and Deacon Susan will be joining us very shortly, but I wanted to start it off by telling you about some of the really cool events that are happening in February. Starting off with this Sunday, February the 5th, we will have our breakfast in between the 9 and 11 o'clock services. And we are also going to have a special breakfast on Sunday, February the 19th, as we will gather for the first Shrove Sunday. That's right, you heard me, Shrove Sunday. And the breakfast boys will be back making pancakes and other breakfast items for us. And that's the day that we start preparations for Lent, which begins that Wednesday, February 22nd, with Ash Wednesday. And during the month of February, we will continue the journey, our walk through the whole Bible. And this month, we are going to look at letters written by Paul, Philippians, Galatians, Philemon, 1 Thessalonians, and 1 and 2 Corinthians. So please join us at 12 and 6 p.m. over in the church parlor. And there is one day that we will not be meeting, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But we not only will cover letters from Paul during this month, we will also cover the second and third book of the Torah, Exodus and Leviticus. Now, I mentioned there's one Wednesday we will not be meeting, and that is Ash Wednesday, February 22nd, where we will not have our Bible study, but we will have two special Ash Wednesday services for you at 12:15 and 7 p.m. And Pastor Mark will tell you more about Lent and Ash Wednesday coming up. And then, because we know that this is probably going to reach until the beginning of March, on March 1st, we'll get back into the letters of Paul and talk about Romans. So we've got a great month of journey ahead. And now let's head over to Pastor Mark, who has more information about Lent.
Thank you, Pastor Jonathan. I'd like to share a few words now about Lent. As you have been made aware, we'll be entering Lent in just a few weeks, the season of Lent. Now, have you noticed that Lent is a word that has very little meaning or use actually outside of its Christian context? Originally, the word Lent had Germanic roots related to the word lengthening in German, as in the lengthening of days that we associate with springtime. In fact, here's an interesting fun fact. Before the word spring came into usage, Lent was used to mean the same thing. So after winter was Lent, not spring. Later that changed. Now, as a religious observance and discipline, it was actually during the Middle Ages that Lent began to describe that serious and reflective 40-day period. That is 40 days of repentance, fasting, prayer, and preparation for the great celebration of Easter, and sometimes baptisms. Now, just prior to Lent's official beginning on Ash Wednesday, it was not uncommon for people to indulge in massive partying. Even non-religious folks still enjoy that tradition. You've heard of Mardi Gras or Brazil's Carnival, perhaps. We also have Shrove, or Fat Tuesday, that one last time of pigging out before Shrove Tuesday's traditional confession and absolution. Actually, did you know that the word Shrove, it's kind of a different word. We don't hear that anywhere else but during Lent, do we? It's actually from the word shrive, which is about receiving absolution. That is following confession after the partying and before Lent's austere 40 days begin. So, after all the hard partying, think of it. What can be more sobering than making confession on Ash Wednesday, all while being marked with ashes and being reminded that what? You're going to die. Or, as we say, remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return. That's a little more comforting. But it's no wonder then that some churches want to skip this entirely and just go straight to Easter, because that is so sobering and serious. Now, on the other hand, it may be of great benefit to engage in a discipline where we take deliberate time to focus on the depth of Jesus' love for us as we follow His journey to His death on the cross for us. By giving up something for Lent, as people often try to do, or better yet, adding deliberate and disciplined time of prayer, reflection, and devotion during these 40 days, we all will surely be enriched in our spiritual lives. So this year, one way, as Pastor Jonathan mentioned, one way our spiritual life will be enriched as we continue in our journey through the Bible readings. Another will be participating in midweek and Sunday worship. Taking intentional time for prayer and reflection will be another way. So this year, as Pastor Jonathan mentioned, on February 22, Lent begins with Ash Wednesday with services at 12:15 and 7 p.m. And before that, as Pastor Jonathan mentioned, Sunday, February 19th, we'll indulge ourselves in not a Shrove Tuesday, but a Shrove Sunday special pancake breakfast between services. So we look forward very much now to our times together during Lent and our Lenten journey. May God bless us and support us in our journey. Thank you.
Happy February, everybody. We have a lot going on this month to share with you for all of our children, our youth, and our families. Children's Church continues this month, but we do have some slight changes as I'm out of town a couple of weekends and may not have coverage at the 11 o'clock service. So be sure to check announcements and listen. But as always, we have children's bags available and there will be extra materials left for older children if there is no children's church. Right now, children's church is covered at 9 o'clock all through the month. So you are also welcome to come to that service as well. Sunday school this month will continue as we learn about the Bible and follow the kids' journey through the Bible. If you haven't heard about it yet, check your emails and look on the St. Paul's website for the kids' outline. We will be reading a Bible story from each book every week, even if we don't meet in class. And this month, class will meet on February 12th and February 26th as we have breakfast on the other 2 Sundays. I want you to mark your calendars now and save the date for July 24th to 28th for our summer day camp from Lutheridge. It's called Luther Roads. Camp counselors come to us, and we will be here at St. Paul's all day Monday through Thursday and half day on Friday of that week. More information will go out about registration and cost, so make sure that you look for announcements. Now, for our older youth, our confirmation class that was on February 12th is going to move to February 26th because we are having a Super Bowl party at the Armstrongs. If you're in middle or high school, you are welcome to join us for the Super Bowl party. I will be sending out more information very soon on that. Our middle school students, 6th through 8th grade, have the opportunity to go to Camp Agape at the end of March. So info has gone out about registration. Be sure to check your emails and your texts and contact me if you have any questions. Now, for our young adults, it is that time of year that we love to show love to those who are away in university type settings. If you are undergrad or grad school particularly, we love to send you a letter of care. So we need your addresses. Parents, if you have a university type student, please send me their address so that we can share St. Paul's love with them. I believe that's all I have. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but that's okay. Back to Pastor Jonathan.
There is one more thing that we want to share with you that's coming up in Lent, and I'm going to hand it back over to Deacon Susan.
Kevin, right there, and I are excited to share that we will have Lenten bags or kits, K-I-T-S, available for our families for our Lenten journey to grow closer to God this spring. So be on the lookout for when they will be available. They will be available before Ash Wednesday, but probably not before February 26th. Thanks.
And we want to thank you, all of you, for what you do here at St. Paul's. It's because of you that the good news of Jesus is being shared, and more people are asking to be a part of this community. And we will see you next month. And in the meantime, continue to do the work of Jesus in your life and join us for worship every Sunday morning, 9 and 11 at St. Paul's Lutheran Church, where all means all.